and stronger storms are happening everywhere in the world, and we need to acknowledge as a problem.
Parts of the eastern seaboard now underwater as the coast braces for a second nor'easter.
I'm live at Manatee High School, just one school in the district where more student resource officers will be on campus to ensure student safety starting this morning. I have a live report straight ahead.
And Oscar Gold for a Cold War fantasy film last night. The surprises at this year's Academy Awards. Good Morning Suncoast starts right now.
You're watching Good Morning Suncoast at 6.
And good morning, Monday, March the 5th. 48 degrees on the outside right now, only a high in the low 70s.
Yeah, a little chillier when we walked out the door this morning, a little different than last week.
You'll notice that, and also notice the yellow on your cars as well.
The pollen.
Good morning, John.
Good morning. Yeah, I did. It's thick. I washed my car yesterday, and I'll guarantee you that by the end of the day today, it'll be yellow again.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
We're looking at some kind of cool temperatures out there right now, but certainly for the morning commute should be just fine. We're looking at temperatures across the region that are generally in the mid-50s as you head out to work this morning, and then in the upper 60s to low 70s as you return home. None of the inclement weather boxes are checked this morning, so that's the good news, not looking at any problems there. As far as current conditions go, 48 degrees Lakewood Ranch, 47 Sarasota, 52 in Venice, and 47 degrees in Bradenton. Nice sunny day shaping up for you, but we got a couple of more cold fronts headed our way this week, which promise us a chance of rain showers. We'll talk about those coming up in a few.
Yeah, an eventful week. Talk to you again soon, John. Let's check the roads first, though. There's the scene in Manatee County. Nothing too much. It'll build up there in 70 westbound as you head toward 301. Also, Fruitville Road eastbound around Honore and Cattleman. And checking our final map to the south, we'll see not too much to report so far with our friends in the South County region. Let's take a live shot right now. A usually very busy spot during the day. It's picking up already. That is Stickney Point at 41. Of course, Stickney Point turns into Clark as you proceed east on that road. There's the live picture right now at 6:02 here on Good Morning Suncoast.
Well, this morning, students in Manatee County schools will hopefully feel safer. The school district and local law enforcement have agreed to have more officers at schools starting today.
Our Marla Spence is live now from Manatee High School with the latest. Marla?
Yeah, Ray and Stephanie, about 34 law enforcement officers will be in Manatee County schools starting bright and early this morning. They'll be on campus to ensure student safety after the tragic shooting in Parkland. Now, after a decision was made by the school board last week, there will be one student resource officer in elementary and middle schools and an additional officer in Manatee County high schools, making it a total of 2. Dr. Scott Hopes with the Manatee County School Board tells us school safety, even into next year, is top priority for the district. He says there will be steps taken to making sure student resource officers are on Manatee County campuses next school year after this academic school year comes to an end.
This summer, they will be training additional officers to come back in the fall, full time, in the schools for the same level of coverage.
Dr. Hopes tells us officers in schools starting today will be armed and have arresting authority. He also tells us officers are ready and well equipped and also prepared and trained in active shooting scenarios. Reporting live in Manatee County, I'm Marla Spence for ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Developing overnight in Northport, police say a canine with the Sarasota County Sheriff's Office helped them track down a stabbing suspect. Now, police were called to a home on San Jacinto Avenue around 10 o'clock last night. Police say they quickly determined it was a domestic situation. They also say a female there was stabbed, but her injuries do not appear to be life-threatening. The suspect in that case is in custody. And this morning, Sarasota County Sheriff's deputies are investigating a serious accident involving multiple cars. Now, that crash happened around 9 o'clock last night at the intersection of Fruitville Road and McIntosh Road. No word yet if anyone was seriously hurt or what exactly it was that caused the accident. Lanes were blocked for about 2 hours while deputies removed the cars, but that area is back open for business this morning. And remember, you can get the latest information on accidents and road closures and construction. All you have to do is download the app, swipe it, just head over to the App Store, search the words WWSB or My Suncoast.
All right, 6:04 now this morning. At least 9 people are dead and around 1 million people are without power along the eastern seaboard. This after a powerful nor'easter this past weekend. Coastal areas hit hard. Back in Kalamazoo, Michigan, streets are flooded and homes are damaged there. Families are now going through what's left and throwing out what's ruined. The city is providing a continuous 24-hour hotline to help those affected by the flooding. They also have dumpsters and drop-off sites for cleanup as well. Now, the coastal areas of Massachusetts also underwater this morning. Houses and businesses are flooded in the Boston and Quincy areas. The governor says the recovery process will be long, and they are already looking for financial help.
Well, we're obviously going to work closely with the folks here, the mayor's team, and also with our colleagues at MEMA and with the folks at FEMA, and make sure we do all we need to do to keep track of the damage that was done here and determine what we can get the feds to help us with.
And there's also storm damage in Virginia and Arkansas. To make matters worse, the National Weather Service in Boston says the next nor'easter could come either Wednesday or Thursday, bringing heavy snow, fierce winds, and high waves to much of southern New England.
Well, although we've enjoyed days of sunshine, later today Sarasota County will host an open house on its floodplain management plan. Now, the county's been working with a consultant since August of 2016 to update that plan according to the criteria set down by FEMA. Now, that plan assesses the flooding issues on the Suncoast and then sets goals to make the community more resilient to flooding. Now, you can voice your opinion on that plan during the open house. It starts at 4:30 at Suncoast Technical College.
Looking ahead, Sarasota County hoping to hire dozens of new workers. The county is hosting a job fair tomorrow at Philippi Creek Estate Park on US 41. The county is hiring a range of workers from administrative support, building plans examiners, engineers, management, and even interns as well. The job fair is tomorrow from 3 to 6:30 again on US 41 down around the landings. Yeah.
All right, sounds good. Lots of good openings out there.
That's true. Still ahead, first alert traffic and...
I'd like to thank the Academy. Never thought I'd say those words.
And the biggest winners and losers from last night.
While the Best Picture Award was a little bit of surprising, there were some other big surprises. We've got a wrap of Hollywood's biggest night when we come back.
There's a peek outside our window, well lit there in the Rosemary District as dawn is about to break shortly. Let's get today's forecast. Here's a peek from John Scalzi.
Yeah, as you might guess from that tower cam view, there's nothing on radar this morning. It's absolutely clean as far as any kind of commute worries go. Temperatures, we're looking at a 9 out of 10 chance of kids having an outside recess today. Lovely across most of our beaches, but Venice has a yellow flag, Gasparilla has a red flag, and that is for irritants in the air. Gasparilla, moderate irritant in the air right now. We'll have the complete forecast for you coming up in just a few.
Soldiers in the Army National Guard serve to give back to their country and communities. Their part-time commitment qualifies them for an array of benefits, such as affordable health and life insurance benefits, education benefits, including tuition assistance, student loan repayment, and GI Bill programs, a retirement plan based on part-time service, and VA home mortgages. Visit NationalGuard.com to learn more about all the benefits available in the Army National Guard.
I just had a very educational ride with Nina.
Did you learn anything?
Where do I begin? So all this stuff goes into a safety check.
Yep.
It's a long list.
It's important stuff.
Test the smoke detector.
Yep.
Check the breaker box.
Yep.
Meter the GFCIs.
Ground fault circuit interrupters.
Well, I do that.
Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Nina, you make it look easy.
Thanks, but don't do it yourself.
Who's your guy?
This is an important medical announcement. Bard IVC filters have been linked to punctured veins and problems with migration. Anyone who's received a Bard IVC filter must receive medical monitoring and may be entitled to substantial compensation. If you have the Bard Recovery G2 or G2 Express filter, you are in a class of patients who should be compensated for some expenses. Call now for a free assessment of your case and potential money damages. This call is confidential. There's no cost and you may be eligible. Juries have awarded millions of dollars to people who should have been warned about the risks of the Bard IVC filters. Call the IVC Filter Hotline if you or a loved one has received an IVC filter and experienced a vein puncture or required medical monitoring. You must call now.
Call 800-329-3089. 800-329-3089. I heard about the Dotoli Cancer Center through friends of mine who had been treated here and were very pleased with the treatment.
If there is prostate cancer, we at the Dotoli Cancer Center will find it using 3D color flow Doppler ultrasound.
And that helped precisely identify where my cancer was. I can tell you that you will not find a finer, more professional team of clinicians anywhere in the world.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Download the all-new ABC 7 First Alert Weather app now. Now your ABC 7 First Alert Weather Forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
So, temperatures are cool and crisp outside at this hour, no doubt about that. 47 degrees in Sarasota and Bradenton as well. 48 degrees Lakewood, Ranch, Longboat Key has 53, got 52 in Venice and Inglewood. 48 degrees in Northport, 47 in Arcadia, 47 in Wauchula. The dew point values are also pretty low, coming in at 44, so the temperature dew point spread is pretty wide, and consequently you don't have a big fog problem across the region. East-northeast wind at about 7. By 3 p.m. we will top it out today at about 72 degrees. 65 degrees by around 7 o'clock tonight as temperatures fall off fairly rapidly because of the dry air that's in place and a lack of cloud cover, getting us down into the probably low 50s or upper 40s as we head into tomorrow morning. Hour by hour futurecast shows temperatures in Sarasota 47 degrees. Bradenton coming in at about 50. By noon, we'll probably hit the 70-degree mark or be pretty close to it. Winds will be generally out of the east or southeast, and then we'll watch as we head into the afternoon and into the evening with a top-out temperature of around 73 in Sarasota. We'll have an onshore wind flow close to the coastline because of that little bit of a sea breeze that'll form. It'll be a light one, though. Also, a wind that'll generally be out of the east or southeast will probably be with us tomorrow as well, and that because of an approaching frontal boundary. That'll help bring up our moisture across the region. Daytime temperatures tomorrow just a little bit warmer, I suspect. By 10 a.m. you'll probably be in the 70s tomorrow. You won't have to wait until 1 or 2 in the afternoon maybe. And then a frontal boundary will be approaching that promises us a chance of rain as we head into the afternoon and that moisture begins to increase. Satellite view shows the beginnings of that rain shower chance as a kind of high thin clouds beginning to stream into Gulf waters. That's all part of a larger scale system developing back to the west, which will eventually exit the mid-Atlantic, strengthen, deepen quickly, lift north, and become another nor'easter on Wednesday into Thursday for the northeast. It also promises us a chance of rain as those showers get closer to us by about Tuesday night, late Tuesday night, early Wednesday day. Sunny and dry today, though. 2 good rain chances this week, and then a warmer weekend coming our way, but still with a chance of some showers around. Dew points are low across the entire state, so today is going to be a rain-free day. But watch the future rainfall forecast. A few scattered showers perhaps over on the other coast. Maybe a little extra cloud cover around tomorrow. But this line of showers is all part of the cold front that will be moving through here on Wednesday. And that cold front is going to knock back our temperatures once again. So as we kind of try and start to warm tomorrow, at least into the mid, maybe some upper 70s across the region, that front will knock us back down on Thursday into the 60s once again. So some cooler weather coming our way for a brief period of time. Few scattered showers put the rain chance, especially early in the morning on Wednesday, at about 60%. You may even be awoken by a few rumblings of thunder early Wednesday morning. That front should be out of here pretty quickly, though, and then drier air back behind it will start to filter in, leaving us with a, I think, pretty nice weekend, at least half the weekend. Look for an east wind shifting to the north at about 10 knots. That'll bring you a light chop on bay and inland waters and 2-foot seas. Forecast looks like this: 73 today, about a 40% chance of a late shower Tuesday, 76 degrees tomorrow, and then a 60% chance early on Wednesday of showers, maybe a thunderstorm. Temperatures start to drop on Wednesday afternoon. Thursday, drop further to about 66 degrees and stay cool on Friday and Saturday. We start to warm again as we start to increase humidity and bring us a good chance of showers on Sunday. Back to you.
All right, thanks, John. Let's take a look outside. Your first alert traffic out there this morning. Not too much to see. We do have like a couple slowdowns right there. The typical ones on 301, and the bridges are starting to get a little bit busy around this time. A little bit of a blip right there on Clark Avenue as well. And if you're heading farther south, those roads are still looking pretty good out there. If you're headed toward Venice, South Venice, or towards Port Charlotte, not too much congestion out there this morning. That is your first alert traffic at 6:15.
That's time.
All right, Hollywood's biggest night did not disappoint. The Shape of Water took home Oscar's biggest prize.
And that was your prediction, I
That
think.
was my prediction, yes. So give me a little shake-up.
Here's a live picture of the Dolby Theater in Hollywood right now. Trying to figure out what that thing is in the foreground. So, catwalk, glass ceiling, I can't figure out what that is. That's the scene where the red carpet is still out, but it's empty after the huge party last night. David Daniel has our Oscars roundup.
Presenting is lovelier the second time around.
No mistakes this time. Faye Dunaway and Warren Beatty returned to cap the 90th Academy Awards by opening a clearly marked Best Picture envelope and crowning
The Shape of Water.
Guillermo del Toro's fantasy adventure led the way with 4 Oscars, including Best Picture and Best Director.
Everyone that is dreaming of a parable, of using genre fantasy to tell the stories about the things that are real in the world today, you can do it. This is a door. Kick it open and come in.
No surprises in the acting categories as the 4 favorites won. Gary Oldman for Darkest Hour and Sam Rockwell for 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri.
I'd like to thank the Academy. Never thought I'd say those words.
Allison Janney for I, Tonya.
My fellow nominees, you represent everything that is good and right and human about this profession. You are all extraordinary.
And 3 Billboards star Frances McDormand.
If I may be so honored to have all the female nominees in every category stand with me in this room tonight. The actors. Meryl, if you do it, everybody else will. Come on.
The Me Too and Time's Up movements were represented on the carpet and on stage, and the winners list included more diversity. Jordan Peele became the first black winner of Best Original Screenplay for Get Out, while 89-year-old James Ivory is now the oldest Oscar winner ever after winning Best Adapted Screenplay for the gay love story Call Me By Your Name. And Coco, set in Mexico and made largely by Mexican and Latinx filmmakers, won Best Animated Feature and Best Original Song.
With Coco, we tried to take a step forward toward a world where all children can grow up seeing characters in movies that look and talk and live like they do. Marginalized people deserve to feel like they belong. Representation matters.
In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
And as I mentioned, the big Oscar winner in the Best Animated Film category was Disney's Coco. It's managed to score at almost all of the award show this season. Students and alumni at Ringling College of Art and Design in Sarasota have worked on every single Best Animated Film winner since 2003, and this year was no different for one student.
So I actually interned at Pixar this summer, and I got to be a part of the environment working on Coco, and that was an amazing experience, seeing all the hard work and heart and love going into this film, and it was just amazing.
And Small World, one of his teachers at Ringling, worked on another of this year's Oscar-nominated animated movies, Ferdinand. Next for the world of animation, it is all about virtual reality.
Ringling is quietly doing so many things up the road there. Isn't that amazing?
Amazing work. It was kind of interesting last night, going back to Shape of Water being the winner. If you're on Google, the most Googled thing last night was, what the heck is Shape of Water?
Yeah.
So many people have not seen it, but it's a great film.
Well, how does that title refer to the movie?
Well, I can give you. It's like it involves water and a creature that lives in water.
Okay.
Right?
There you go.
We don't have enough time for me to explain that one.
And that was the best movie.
And that was the best movie.
What was
that
the
is
worst
right.
one? Still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast. Dangerous winter weather.
A snowboarder talks about what it was like to be trapped by an avalanche. We've got his story for you coming up after this.
There's a peek outside as the sun begins to crest on the horizon.
Very well put. That was much better than my movie description.
That wasn't much to follow there. 6:19, you're watching Good Morning Suncoast.
Alex Karras Lincoln's 40th anniversary sale. Please join us in welcoming the two newest additions to the Lincoln lineup, our flagship luxury sedan, the 2018 Lincoln Continental, and the totally redesigned 2018 Lincoln Navigator, featuring 450 horsepower, 10-speed transmission, and many best-in-class features. Alex Karras Lincoln, where our mission statement is consistent commitment, every client, every time. Located 2 miles north of the Sarasota-Bradenton Airport on US 41.
Need more space in your place? The More Space Place can help. With Murphy beds that disappear to reveal a home office, living room, or den. Custom closets with designated areas for your shoes, bags, wardrobe, and accessories. Custom-built entertainment centers, garage storage systems, and more. The More Space Place has 3 showrooms next to Sonny's on US 41 South in Sarasota, on Lakewood Ranch Boulevard just south of State Route 64 in Bradenton, and on Tamiami Trail next to Panera Bread in Port Charlotte. Put more space in your place at the More Space Place.
Rugs as Art. You know the name, you know the building, but do you know what's inside? Yes, Rugs as Art is Florida's #1 area rug superstore. But there is so much more. Amazing furniture, accessories, and art. All this and more. Come see for yourself. You'll love our personal touch and be pleasantly surprised by our affordable prices. Rugs as Art and more. There is so much more to explore.
Florida Studio Theater presents Native Gardens. Stately gardens and cultures clash, turning friendly neighbors into feuding adversaries. When a disagreement over a long-standing fence spirals into an all-out comedic battle of taste, privilege, and entitlement, no one comes out smelling like a rose. Critics are calling Native Gardens timeless as well as timely, smart and first-rate. Audience are calling it one of the best. Native Gardens is now playing. Tickets can be purchased by calling 941-366-9000 or by visiting floridastudiotheater.org.
Everybody can make something, because I think everyone has a spark of creativity, and the reason that I have to keep making is because I don't think my life would be as fulfilling without it. If you make things yourself, that means you're not cowering in fear. You're out there taking chances. That, I think, is my way of saying I love you to the world. All right, now I want to hear why you make.
Share your own Why I Make story today. Visit whyimake.org.
There's a live picture of Atlanta, Georgia, where it's 44 degrees at the Ferris wheel right now. In the Peach State, 50 degrees in Sarasota. Not a lot better here. We'll have John's forecast on the way in just a few minutes here on Good Morning Suncoast.
Well, some good news this Monday morning. The Center for Disease Control says flu season has peaked. The CDC released its weekly numbers on influenza activity across the U.S. Now, 32 states reported high levels of flu activity for the week ending February the 24th, but 9 states reported low or minimal flu-like illness for that same week. Now, the total number of children who have passed away due to flu since October now stands at 114. And with it being one of the busiest flu seasons and toughest flu seasons in years, some people are at risk of catching the virus even if they got a flu shot. So why has this year's vaccine been less effective? Well, before flu season begins, researchers study the flu strains circulating in the southern hemisphere, all identifying different strains that could show up here in North America. But how we make the vaccine might be working against us. The FDA requires vaccine viruses to be grown in chicken eggs, but some strains, like this year's H3N2, don't grow well in eggs. Scientists want to create a flu vaccine that lasts a lifetime so they don't have to change the vaccine from year to year.
For the first time in 5 years, Americans used less gas in 2017. A new report from Bloomberg states that rising oil prices contributed to the lower demand, and undocumented immigrants driving less after President Trump took office amid fierce apprehension. However, energy experts predict demand will rise again this year.
Winter storms have triggered a series of avalanches across the West. One of them trapped a snowboarder for several minutes.
ABC's Eva Pilgrim has the story.
In this morning's GMA First Look, 29-year-old Evan Huck surviving a harrowing 6 minutes after a sweeping avalanche came barreling through Squaw Valley near Lake Tahoe on Friday afternoon, trapping him and 5 others.
There was about a 10-foot wall of snow coming at me at about 60 or 70 miles an hour. It felt like getting hit by a truck.
Whoever spotted that snowboard sticking out, good job.
Evan Huck's snowboard providing a signal to the 100 searchers and rescue dogs responding. That avalanche, one of several tumbling across the country. 2 snowmobilers losing their lives in Washington state, including a police officer, James Larson. Another avalanche near Yosemite, burying 8 people, all surviving, and we'll have complete coverage of dangerous winter weather coast to coast coming up at 7 a.m. With your GMA First Look, I'm Eva Pilgrim, ABC News, New York.
Eucerin has been solving dry skin problems for over 100 years. Discover Eucerin Advanced Repair. It moisturizes dry, itchy, rough skin for immediate relief and proven 48-hour moisture. For healthier looking skin, look for Eucerin.
Come on, Duck! You can do it, Duck! Hurry up, Duck!
You can do it, Duck.
IAMS helps keep your dog healthy at every stage, so you can always look forward to what's next.
At Safe Flight Auto Glass, we know that when you're spending time with the grandkids, every minute counts. And you don't have time for a cracked windshield. That's why we show you exactly when we'll be there, saving you time so you can keep saving the world.
There are 16 fresh-picked oranges squeezed into each bottle of Tropicana Pure Premium, and absolutely no space for added sugar, water, or preservatives. Tropicana. We put the good in morning.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. We promise we're more than a dealership. We're a destination with a movie theater, massage room, aquarium, cafe, and more. We promise to give you top dollar for your trade, even if you don't buy from us. And if you do, we promise you the best deal. Bring us any competitor's ad and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
Our overall experience working with California Closets was phenomenal.
Calm, reassuring.
Through happenstance, we ended up paired with our designer, Jen. She was someone who not only was patient, someone who was professional. She's become extended family.
She had great insight to help direct me towards those things that could make our dreams come true.
We are the Greens, and this is our California Closet story.
Attention, Americans eligible for Medicare. Are you getting all the benefits you're entitled to? Did you know there may be money available to lower your medical prescription costs? Call Health Markets and we'll tell you if you qualify.
Hi, I'm Dr. Martin Jeetsi. It's a new Medicare year. That means more changes and more confusion. The key question is, what can you do now to ensure you get the care you need in the coming year?
Call Health Markets today. You may qualify to save money on prescriptions. We'll help you find plans that may cost less, cover more, and could even lower your prescription costs to increase your savings. We help you find all the benefits you're entitled to, and we do it at no cost.
Make sure you have what you need to get the care that's right for you.
Find out if you qualify to receive extra help with your prescriptions. Call the number on the screen now. Representatives are standing by.
WWSB ABC7 is an equal opportunity employer, and we're looking for qualified people to join our dynamic team. For a list of current openings and to apply online, visit www.mysuncoast.com/contact/employment. If you're a motivated team player and you want a rewarding career in a fun, fast-paced working environment, WWSB ABC7 could be the perfect fit for you. Check out our list of openings now.
Soldiers in the Army National Guard live up to a set of time-honored principles.
I will always place the mission first.
They stand ready to respond to any crisis.
I will never accept defeat.
They serve in their communities as citizens and as soldiers.
I will never quit.
They train part-time to be ready to serve at all times.
I will never leave a fallen comrade.
Learn more at nationalguard.com.
Check out mysuncoast.com/dining, your guide to the foodie lifestyle.
But I think there's a better way to do it than what we're doing now, and no one should live in fear.
Coming up on Good Morning Suncoast, the DACA deadline that wasn't.
What happens next for the hundreds of thousands of young people still concerned about deportation?
I'm live at Manatee High School, just one school in the district where more law enforcement officers will be on campuses across the county to ensure student safety starting today. I have a live report straight ahead. Your Suncoast News starts now.
You're watching Good Morning Suncoast at 6:30.
Welcome back. Thanks for waking up and joining us today on this Monday morning. I'm Stephanie Webb.
I'm Ray Collins. March the 5th, off to a chilly start. 48 degrees out there right now. Last time we saw you on Friday morning, it was about 72 degrees this hour of the day.
Yeah, a little switch out there. A little chillier out there this morning as you leave.
Hey, John.
Good morning. Yeah, there is a cool, crisp wind blowing out there this morning. So maybe even a little bit of heater action inside the car might be necessary. But I'll tell you what, as we head into the afternoon, it's going to be another glorious afternoon. Daytime high temperatures, low 70s, low relative humidity, a lot of sunshine. It's the kind of stuff where you just open up the windows and enjoy it while you can. 47 degrees, Lakewood Ranch, Bradenton at 47, Sarasota 47, Venice at 52, Northport comes in at 47. Absolutely glorious. Temperatures about the same as they were yesterday. Some places a little degree or two cooler, some places a degree or two warmer, some places unchanged. So on balance, we're pretty much where we were yesterday. Winds are generally all out of the east or northeast across the region this morning. And I think as we head into the afternoon, we'll probably see them become a little bit onshore as we see a frontal boundary begin to approach us. 60 by 9 by 12, 72. The same thing about 3 p.m. And we'll look for a very, very pleasant afternoon. Rain showers tomorrow, though. We'll talk about that in a few.
All right, it's a date. Talk to you soon. Checking First Alert traffic right now. Here's a peek first off at the northern half of Manatee County. You'll see some buildups early on both the bridges from Palmetto into downtown Bradenton. Also, Fruitville Road in the eastbound lane around Tuttle and Lockwood Ridge. And checking down to the south, we'll find out our friends in South County doing pretty well. A little blip there in 41 southbound as you're heading down toward Northport. Here's a live picture of one of the busiest spots in our area. Stickney Point Road and US 41 getting busier. Love those palm tree silhouettes in the background.
I know, reminds of we live in a beautiful place. It's, it's also a lot of colleges start their spring break this week, so that is going to be a busy spot heading to Siesta Key.
Good call. 6:32 right now on your Monday morning.
And beginning today, more officers in schools. That's the plan at Manatee County Schools to help keep students and staff safe there.
Details on this from Marla Spence live at Manatee High School. Marla, good morning.
Good morning, Ray and Stephanie. In just a few moments, law enforcement officers throughout Manatee County will be pulling up right here at Manatee High School, as well as other schools throughout the district. More than 30 law enforcement officers with the Manatee County Sheriff's Office, Bradenton Police, and Palmetto Police will be helping to ensure student safety. This comes after the district saw a number of threats and also lockdowns following the tragic school shooting in Parkland. Today, across the county, there will be one student resource officer in elementary and middle schools and an additional officer in high schools, making it a total of 2. The day the decision was made to bring in more officers last week into Manatee County Schools, we spoke to the chairman of the school board, Dr. Scott Hopes, on how more officers will ensure student safety.
And what it does do is it probably puts us as one of the first counties to already come into alignment with the ratio of resource officers to students.
We're told more student resource officers through the end of the school year is costing the district an estimated $400,000. Dr. Scott Hopes with the school board tells us that officers that will be placed into schools starting today will be armed and have arresting authority. And he says that those officers also are well trained in active shooting scenarios. Reporting live in Manatee County, I'm Marla Spence for ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Thank you, Marla. Meantime, happening today, the Florida Senate will take a final vote today on a bill that aims to increase school safety. The Senate held a rare session on Saturday. They spent nearly 8 hours debating the bill before finally approving it. The proposal would raise the age to 21 for the purchase of rifles and long guns and create a 3-day waiting period on purchases of rifles. It would also boost school security and establish new mental health programs. The bill would also create what is being called a school marshal program that would allow specially trained teachers and other workers to carry guns to school. The session wraps up in Tallahassee this Friday.
Developing overnight in Northport, police say a canine with the Sarasota County Sheriff's Office helped them track down a stabbing suspect. Now, police were called to a house on San Jacinto Avenue around 10 o'clock last night. Police say they quickly determined it was a domestic situation. They say a female there was stabbed, but her injuries do not appear to be life-threatening. That suspect is now in custody.
The Venice Boardwalk will be closed today after a weekend fire there. Fire broke out around 3:30 a.m. Sunday. Firefighters responded to a brush fire off Harbor Drive South. The flames also burned picnic tables and the boardwalk at Service Club Park. Crews were able to get to the fire in about an hour and a half. Police are investigating the cause of the blaze, but for now there is no longer a walkway access for beachgoers from that particular park. Venice and Sarasota County firefighters also worked together to put out a fire at this 2-story home on Dartmoor Circle in Nokomis yesterday. First responders blocked off part of that road as they worked to put out the blaze. No injuries were reported. And an unattended fire pit in Northport caused a 3.5-acre fire there. Crews were called to the scene about 4 o'clock yesterday afternoon for an active brush fire on Windsong Avenue. They evacuated a home after the fire jumped the road. Here's that homeowner.
The fire moved very quickly up into the trees and across the street, and it was scary. Within minutes of being on the scene, one of the guys in charge said, "Mr. Fuller, you know, your house is going to be safe." Everything right up to the edge of my house burned, and my house didn't, so they did a hell of a job.
Oh, they did. All of those fires are now under control. Make sure you pay attention, though, to fire restrictions across the area. For the latest on fire conditions on the Suncoast, plus the forecast, download our app. You can find it under WWSB or My Suncoast.
In Washington, the president is bracing for another tough fight this week when he formalizes his decision to slap tariffs on steel and aluminum. White House officials say the policy will be made official in the next 2 weeks. President Trump says he's going to be imposing tariffs of 25% and 10% respectively on imported steel and aluminum. Now, while his rhetoric has been focused on China, the duties will also cover imports from Canada, Mexico, South Korea, Japan, and the European Union.
Now, today is the deadline for the Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals program, or the DACA program. But that deadline is now relatively toothless because of court orders. But as reporter John Lawrence tells us, that doesn't mean the Dreamers are sleeping any easier.
President Trump in January saying he was sure a bipartisan agreement on DACA was close.
I have a lot of confidence in the people in this room that you're going to come out with something really good.
But the March 5th deadline is here, and something really good hasn't arrived. And that's a nightmare for DACA recipients.
I have no social assistance. I'm paying out of my own pocket. I have an occupation as a sign language interpreter. I pay taxes. From the day I started working to, as we speak, present day, I've been giving back.
Court decisions have forced the White House to keep renewing DACA permits until further notice. A Senate attempt to pass bipartisan legislation on immigration failed, and since then, Congress has backed off the issue. Over the weekend, a number of DACA rallies from Washington, D.C. to Washington State.
We need to work on immigration. I'm not a great expert, but I think there's a better way to do it than what we're doing now, and no one should live in fear.
The ACLU has a new 6-figure campaign focused on keeping DACA front and center, including a YouTube video, organized protests, and targeted messaging. But in the meantime, Dreamers can just hope and pray for some sort of resolution.
Whether it be immigration or what stance you have, you know, have some sympathy towards children who were brought here. That's all I ask. This is all we know.
I'm John Lawrence reporting.
Well, DACA advocates say many recipients may find themselves in some sort of limbo where renewal applications may not be completed before present protections expire. But White House officials have said deporting Dreamers will not be a priority.
Well, every year around this time, we are treated to some spectacular shark sighting, and one species of shark regularly seen off the Florida coast is migrating south. The black-tip sharks will stay in the Gulf throughout the summer, swimming away from the shore, thankfully, to colder waters as those temperatures grow a little hotter outside. Now, beachgoers will likely see more black-tip sharks off the east coast of the state because the continental shelf is a little bit closer to the shoreline there. But it's unlikely that anybody's going to see the sharks because the water gets deep about 100 miles out, and that's where the black tips like to stay.
There's lots of room for the sharks to do their thing and feed on our side, so they're not quite so concentrated close to the beach here.
The black-tip sharks won't be going anywhere anytime soon. Scientists at the Mote Marine Lab say the pregnant females will actually move into small areas of water like Sarasota Bay and give birth in late spring.
Look at this. Thousands of runners experienced a breathtaking sunrise from atop the Sunshine Skyway Bridge for the Skyway 10K on Sunday. This is the first time there's been a race there since the bridge first opened back in the mid-1980s. All proceeds from this beautiful race are going to Armed Forces Families Foundation. Look at that.
That is amazing. I'm guessing a lot of nice drones were in action that day, getting all these great shots.
Good for them to be at the starting line at 6 a.m.
Right,
and that cold
is
yesterday.
so early. I love it. All the runners that got out there and did that run, and it was like the proceeds were going for great things, so it was all good around.
Good morning for it indeed.
Still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast, the latest in your First Alert weather and traffic, and what could have been at the University of South Florida.
What a hidden audio reel in the library reveals about the school's art history when we come back. But first, a peek outside our window, beautiful sunrise in progress.
That is right. How's it looking out there today, John Scalzi?
Well, it's great. I mean, you could obviously tell from that sunrise photo that we don't have any rain showers around here. It's dry outside. Current conditions show a temperature of 47 degrees with a dew point value of 44, so no rain in today's forecast. Got a pollen count, though, that still remains high. I know a lot of allergy sufferers out there with the juniper, oak, and nettle, the main culprits. Complete forecast, including rain showers, in just a few.
Rose takes her volunteering for Tidewell Hospice very seriously, but she knows how to have fun, too. And that's what she brings when we're invited to visit patients as part of Tidewell's pet therapy program. People love to see her. She really brightens their day. She makes people smile, and in end-of-life care, a smile can be a wonderful gift. Tidewell Hospice. It's more than you think.
So Matt told me to meet him at 7 a.m. sharp right here. It is now 7:01 a.m. You think Matt will leave without me? Hey, is Matt here?
Long gone.
Long gone.
Just missed him.
Just missed him.
All done.
Mr. Sparky guarantees they're on time and the repair is free, so chop chop.
Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Matt, you started without me.
I finished without you, too.
I owed the IRS $10,000.
I owed the IRS $20,000.
The IRS garnished my wages.
They put a lien on my house.
The IRS is the most powerful collection agency in the world. They do not give up until you pay.
I couldn't sleep. We were being audited. I called Tax Solutions Now, and a great big weight was lifted off my shoulders.
I called Tax Solutions Now, and they got the IRS off my back.
Tax Solutions Now had my wage garnishment lifted in 48 hours.
Tax Solutions Now can get you help. Our agents know the rules, can stop the pain, and get you the best deal.
We saved our home and overcame the most powerful collection agency in the world.
We connect you with a team of former IRS agents and tax professionals who get the IRS off your back. Time is running out. Call Tax Solutions now.
Call 1-800-565-7740. That's 1-800-565-7740.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Hi, I'm Chef Bob. Watch Aprons in the Kitchen every Wednesday morning on ABC7, where we'll be serving up the most awesome dishes. Then stop by your neighborhood Publix, pick up the recipe card and all the ingredients.
Now Now, your ABC 7 First Alert weather forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
So we're looking at a temperature that's generally in the upper 40s to low 50s across the region. Chilly start to the day, even inland temperatures in the upper 40s. So with a dew point value that's in the 40s, mid 40s, 44 actually at the airport, it warms very nicely once the sun comes out, and that's what's going to happen today. Our 47-degree temperature won't take too long before we get into the 70s, I think, by 3 p.m. 72 degrees, I think, is what we'll go with by around 3, and then 65 as we head into the evening. The thing about it is that dew point value allows the temperatures to warm quickly. It also allows things to cool off pretty quickly as well as the sun sets. So 65 degrees by 7 p.m., 60 degrees by midnight, and then when you wake up tomorrow morning, we're likely to see a temperature of about 52. Hour by hour, winds out of the general north to northeast become more easterly, even southeasterly today. Temperatures climb to lunchtime hour near the 70-degree mark. Kind of hold there right through the afternoon as winds become increasingly onshore as a frontal boundary to the north of us begins to sink southward. As we head into tomorrow, I think we'll notice a little extra cloud cover around, winds coming up out of the due south early on as that front approaches, and the humidity values beginning to increase tomorrow afternoon. We then have that chance of showers as we see that frontal boundary approach us during the nighttime and into early Wednesday morning. A little fair weather cloudiness perhaps mostly in North Florida, but we may see a little bit of it around today. High, thin clouds kind of streaming by. Should lead to an absolutely beautiful sunset, I think. With that big ridge of high pressure kind of retreating, this low pressure area gets the ability to advance toward the east and then bring this cold front close to us by the time we get to particularly Wednesday morning. I think Wednesday morning could be kind of a sloppy commute, and so I'll give it a first alert status, but that's just for the morning hours, and then we'll be able to lose it as we head into the afternoon, early in the afternoon. Thunderstorms a possibility, mainly in Gulf waters, but it's possible one or two of them could move over land as we head into the overnight Tuesday into Wednesday morning. Sunny and dry today, 2 good rain chances this week, and then a warmer weekend, but again, rain chances may move in. Temperatures across the area are generally dew point values dry everywhere, so don't expect rainfall today. The rain showers come, as I mentioned, Tuesday night into Wednesday. For boaters today, look for a pretty nice day. Northeast wind coming in at about 10 knots should provide you with a light chop on your bay and inland waters. Forecast kind of shaping up like this. We'll look for 73 as our daytime high today with this kind of mix of sun and clouds out there overnight tonight. Another cool, crisp night coming in at 54 degrees, but I think tomorrow morning you'll notice a little more humidity in the air. The front approaches, bringing a 40% chance of showers late in the night. I think before midnight, just before midnight, 76 degrees the air temperature. And then on Wednesday, 60% chance of showers early. We'll call it first alert just because it could interfere with some of the kids' drop off at school bus stops and such. And then that clears out pretty quickly. And then Thursday and Friday, cooler with the weekend seeing a chance of showers on Sunday. Back to you.
All right, thanks, John. Let's take a look outside your first alert traffic this morning. The roads are looking pretty good around this time of the day. Starting to see some slowdowns as you head over the bridges into Bradenton. Now, most of those roads are still looking pretty good. You've got your typical hot spots, Fruitville, Bee Ridge, that are running a little bit congested, a little bit more as the morning goes on. But the farther south that you go, the better those roads look. Just a little blip right there on 41. But other than that, your traffic is running pretty smooth out there at 6:48.
Let's take a peek right now at a busy spot. Well, we won't do that right now. Let's talk about a name you've not heard in a while. Bill Cosby is back in court today, and he'll try to stop some of his accusers from testifying at his sexual assault retrial. Cosby's defense team will clash with prosecutors over the number of potential witnesses. Prosecutors may call as many as 19 women to the witness stand, including model Janice Dickinson. They are trying to show that an alleged assault in 2004 was part of a pattern of Cosby harming women. Jury selection is set to begin on March 29th.
And a unique discovery at USF in Tampa, researchers found a long-forgotten audio reel that describes a plan to build a massive Picasso sculpture on the campus. The 44-year-old audio reel was found in the school's library special collection. The plan was for a Norwegian sculptor to create Picasso's bust of a woman. The State Board of Regents approved it way back on April the 9th in 1973, a day after Picasso's death. but they didn't agree to fund its estimated $10 million budget.
Interesting history there.
Yeah, love history lesson.
Still ahead, your day's top news headlines.
And, of course, we've got a beautiful, look at that, that is gorgeous out there, that sunrise coming up. We will be right back.
My California Closets designer is a rock star. She was able to design the most beautiful space for me. When I turn the lights on, it's breathtaking. La! It's just a little slice of organized heaven. The California Closet team was so professional, so reliable. It was seriously a dream come true. My name is Jill, and this is my California Closet story.
Credit card debt can ruin your life. If you owe $10,000 and minimum payments are siphoning away your paycheck each month, you can get debt-free in less time than you think.
I've paid $800 a month for the past 3 years and haven't changed the balance on my credit card.
Get debt-free now has a program to reduce your debt, stop the harassing phone calls, avoid financial ruin, and settle for less than you owe.
I feel like a huge weight has been lifted off my shoulders.
You're pre-approved for our special hardship program if you owe $10,000 or more. Upon payment of your new lower balance, your debt will finally shrink until you are debt-free.
My family no longer has 30 years of payments ahead of us at 20% interest.
There's no fees until you see results. So call now, make one monthly program payment, and free up your cash. Resolve your debt.
Call 800-685-6422, 800-685-6422.
Loaded with big laughs, colorful characters, and the songs that made the 20s roar, Bullets Over Broadway is bringing musical theater back with a bang. Your attendance is requested at the Players Center for this wild Broadway musical opening February 21st. Call the Players at 365-2494 or visit the website at theplayers.org. This is one Broadway show that is sure to knock 'em dead.
There was this big bruise on my friend's face. I didn't want to see it. I didn't want to think her own nephew could have hit her.
I didn't want to see it. My mother's bank account was emptied, and a caregiver had taken control of it.
I didn't want to see it. My father's refrigerator. There was hardly anything in it. That's unusual for him.
It's tough to see that a senior citizen is being abused, physically, emotionally, sexually, or financially. Elder abuse is a crime.
So see the signs. Stop the crimes.
When my youngest, Addie, was 2.5, she was diagnosed with leukemia. When we first heard that diagnosis, you feel extremely alone. Walking in that Light the Night light with 6,000 people carrying lights, white for survivors, red for supporters, gold in memory of those who have passed. It's the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society's hope that every year there are fewer gold lanterns. Your lantern will make a difference.
Start a team, join a team.
Help us light the night.
Check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com, your guide to the foodie lifestyle. ABC7's own Chef Judy serves up her favorite recipes, cooking tips and trends, dining blog, step-by-step videos, and Suncoast Restaurant Guide. You'll find it all at mysuncoast.com/dining. Watch Good Morning Suncoast on ABC7, weekdays starting at 5.
All right, making sure you are ready for the day.
That is right. Here are the top 7 things that you need to know before you head out the door at 7. First, John, with your first alert weather forecast.
So we're looking at some pretty good conditions over the course of the next couple of days. Just remember, this morning, absolutely none of the boxes checked for any inclement weather issues, rain, fog, wind, anything. It's just fine. Temperatures are generally running in the mid-50s for your commute, too. On the way home, mid-60s. But tomorrow, we could start to think about some issues that could occur on Wednesday. Back to you.
All right, number 2 now, checking traffic outside. Nothing too much to report so far. You'll see 301 north and southbound around 70. Also in Sarasota County, not too much so far today. And the southern half will show us pretty clear right now on your Monday morning.
All right, Marla?
I'm Marla Spence, live at Manatee High School. This morning, more student resource officers will be in Manatee County schools. 34 officers will be dispersed throughout the county, 1 in each elementary and middle school, and 2 instead of 1 officer in each high school. This comes after the deadly, tragic shooting in Parkland and also several threats and lockdowns in Manatee County schools.
And now to our fourth Top 7 Before 7 this afternoon. Sarasota County will host an open house on its floodplain management plan. It assesses the flooding issues on the Suncoast and also sets goals to make sure the community is more resilient to flooding. Open house at the Suncoast Technical College today at 4:30 p.m.
And the Northeast is bracing for another nor'easter. The storm could come as early as Wednesday of this week, bringing heavy snow, fierce winds, high waves to much of southern New England. At least 9 deaths are being blamed for the nor'easter that hit over the weekend.
Today in Tallahassee, the Florida Senate will take a final vote on a bill that aims to increase school security. The proposal would raise the age to 21 for the purchase of rifles and create a 3-day waiting period on the purchase of rifles and long guns as well. It would also boost school security and establish new mental health programs.
And as for what's trending, The Shape of Water, Guillermo del Toro's Cold War fantasy film, was last night's Best Picture winner at the Academy Awards. The movie was the most talked about thing on social media during the show. The top question on Google: what the heck is The Shape of Water about?
A lot of folks will be rushing to see that now. I know that.
Trying to figure that out. What was yours? You said Fish Need Love Too?
Yes.
That's what The Shape of Water is about.
That's not quite as intriguing. Yes.
Right. And we have to send out a very special birthday thing today, too. We didn't know that it was Ray Collins' birthday, so we didn't have a birthday cake, but I drew you one.
Is that what you were doing over there?
Yeah, I drew him a birthday
nice.
cake. So happy birthday, Ray Collins.
Birthday, buddy.
Thank you very much. I'll keep it low-key these days. Let's get to Good Morning America. Make sure you enjoy your Monday.
That is right. Good Morning America is coming up next. We'll see you back here tomorrow.